Can you believe the new Tundra's been out for 3 model years already, starting in 2022 with the twin-turbo V6 on the all-new F platform. And for 2024, we're getting some nice updates for the Toyota Tundra pickup truck. Let's get into it. Smash the heck out of the like button for the Tundra. And man, this is just going to start off a lot for Toyota for the rest of the year. We have potentially a new Camry going to be announced by the end of the year. We have the Land Cruiser that was just announced will be available at the beginning of next year. And I'm sure there's something very obvious that I'm missing. Good gosh, how could I forget that I'm driving the Tacoma by the end of this year, and availability will be by the end of this year as well, hitting dealerships more than likely around December, January would be my guess for the new Tacoma. So make sure you're subscribed for that vehicle and truck coming down the hatch, Toyota's best-selling truck, at least here in North America. And let's sink our teeth into the updates for the Tundra. We have a Nightshade package available, unlimited grades. Now, we'll get into the details of this, but what makes this different is that typically Nightshade is not a package. It's its own trim level. Now, unfortunately as well, we don't have any images of what this Nightshade package looks like. So I guess we'll have to wait for that. Here's something that's huge, no pun intended, because this is a big lift. A TRD 3-inch suspension lift can now be installed at the factory. I think previously it might only been able to be installed at the dealerships. Let me know down below if that's accurate or not, but now you're able to get it installed at the factory. So these things will be rolling into the dealerships, lifted to the sky. That's going to be epic. Now, the TRD Off-Road Package is now available on platinum grade 4x4s. You'll be able to get that rear locking diff as well as some other features on there. We'll get into that in a little bit. And then this is just kind of the summary of what's already on the Tundra. The lineup looks to be about the same. Entry-level SR, the probably best-selling SR5 and limited grades. And you have the Platinum in 1974 and TRD Pro and Capstone. Now, I remember doing a search fairly recently. There's just not a lot of Tundra hybrids in my area within 200 miles. I live in a very high populous area here in South Florida, and almost all of these are going to be the Capstone and Platinum. Very few TRD Pros out there as well. And technically, if I remember right, this powertrain should be available in SR5 grade, and it's just not even out there in my market. The lowest price for this hybrid powertrain comes in around under $60,000 after some price drops. So, I mean, this truck looks pretty good as well. Not a big fan of this silver grille surround. I think this black surround looks a lot better. This one looks pretty good too. All right, so into the Nightshade package, featuring several black accents like 20-inch wheels, black over fenders, black grille, which if we go back to like this image, this is kind of what I'm imagining as Nightshade Edition, but it's not its own trim level. It's a package. Remember, you have a black mirrors, black caps, and badges. Now, it's also available in multiple colors. Ice cap, windshield pearl. So ice cap is probably the new color, if I remember correctly. So a ton of colors actually come with the Nightshade. So I'm not going to read them all off. They're all there. One of my favorites, Lunar Rock, is going to look extra sick, in my opinion, with this Nightshade package. All right, let's get into this factory installed TRD 3-inch lift. Newly available for 2024, the Tundra can be equipped with a 3-inch TRD suspension lift kit installed from the factory, bringing added clearance to the already capable Tundra. That's awesome. Also new for 2024 is the TRD Off-Road Package on Platinum. Specifically, the 4x4 models can get this TRD Off-Road Package. The result, premium creature comforts and trail-ready performance all wrapped up into one incredible truck. If you're a TRD fan, you probably knew this, but the color for 2024, exclusive to TRD Pro models, not TRD Sport or TRD Off-Road. You're not going to be able to get it on those lesser grades. This is the color Terra, which is kind of like a terracotta, darker orange. It's not nearly as bright or traffic cone orange as last year's orange or the solar octane color that we had a couple years back. I found a 2023 solar octane in my area. coming in that's with a $10,000 markup over $76,000, so $86,000. Make sure to watch out my review. I talked about how the TRD Pro could be used as a daily driver. It has amazing ride quality. That thing is butter. And here's all the paint colors. If you guys want to pause right here and, whet your appetite. There's really nothing new that I'm aware of besides that Terra color, and maybe Solar Octane lives on and it might actually be available as a non-TRD Pro now, which would be pretty cool. Looking at where the Tundra is, at least in the first half of this year, we'll be getting into third quarter. What is that? The end of September. So we still have a while to figure out where they're heading for the second half of this year. Tundra June sales bounced up nearly 40%, which increases its already up 35% that we see so far this year. The best ever June sales for the Tundra Hybrid. You got to remember there's only been 2 full first halves for the Tundra Hybrid. They didn't have a hybrid on previous generations, and the hybrid launched after the normal Tundra with the introduction of this 2022 redesign. So it's just an improvement in availability compared to last year. That's why they're able to say best ever first half and best ever June. So let's look at what's going on for the first half of the Tundra here. Tacoma was up 7.5%. Tundra up about 35%, with it growing even more in June. It's always interesting to compare the sales numbers between the Tundra and Tacoma. Tacoma is the best-selling pickup truck of its size, kind of like that mid-size pickup truck, and the Tundra sells at less than half of the volume, or at least that's according to June. But if we look at the totality of this year, it's a little bit more than half of what the Tacoma sells at, but still nowhere near the volume of like the Detroit Big Three. But Toyota's probably getting close to production capacity. I want to say they have about 150,000 unit capacity at that plant in San Antonio, but they got to split the production with the Sequoia. So far, the Sequoia this year is up nearly 2,000%. It's sold 9,500 units. So let's add about 9,500 to the 59,700-ish. So we're about 69,000 times 2. We're about 100. We're almost at max capacity for the plant there in San Antonio. As far as I'm aware, that max capacity is around 150,000. So they're churning out pretty much as many body and frame trucks as they can out of their truck plant in San Antonio. But if we look back way at 2007, they had this anomaly where they produced nearly 200,000 trucks, but then the economic crisis happened around 2008 and it plummeted after that. Then in 2013 forward, they kind of hovered around that 110, 120,000 unit mark. And I think that we'll get back there here in 2023, barring like a huge crash in, the market or something like that. And Toyota likes to refresh their vehicles every 3 to 4 years, but this is a Toyota truck, and we know the old Tundra and other body on frame vehicles in the Toyota lineup like to be on the market for a long time with very little updates. So even though it could get some sort of refresh next year, I don't expect it. I would actually really enjoy a refresh, mainly because the front end of the new Tundra has never really looked that amazing to me with the handlebar mustache. You can kind of get the colors just right where you paint match the mustache or black it out where it looks a lot better. But until then, I think the new Tacoma looks infinitely better. The Sequoia looks way better than the Tundra. But also, you guys down below, what do you think? Do you like the front end of the Tundra? Do you think it needs to be refreshed sooner rather than later? I think it doesn't really matter. I think Toyota will still sell 110, 120,000 Tundras, even if it has an ugly front end to it. And for powertrains, twin turbo V6 isn't going anywhere. Twin turbo V6 hybrid isn't going anywhere. The only way I see a plug-in hybrid Tundra coming down the hatch is if they have maybe solid state batteries or something like that. And then a fully electric Tundra could come by, the end of the decade. So I don't really see any major changes happening to the Tundra anytime soon. But these updates, these small updates year over year, like new accessories, new stylization packages, since the Nightshade is no longer a trim level, it's good to have them. And I'm glad Toyota's giving some attention to the Tundra to keep it fresh with the market. But I got to shut it down. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed it, made it this far, I appreciate you. Hit the like button if you haven't, and make sure you subscribe because I will be driving the Tacoma by the end of the year. with the new turbo engine, with the new turbo hybrid engine, with the new manual. Can't wait. Stay tuned. Thank you for watching. Have a great day in peace.